Bien, on se retrouve pour l'épisode numéro 23 de notre let's play sur Tales of Arise. La dernière fois, nous avons battu le dragon d'Almedria, enfin le monstre qu'elle nous a envoyé, après une scène chaotique, voilà. Donc tout le monde est mort dans la ville de Nier, du coup. De Nier, je sais plus, j'ai déjà oublié le nom. Et là, du coup, on se rend au port secret où on doit la trouver et la vaincre sur son bateau. Voilà, donc on y va, c'est parti, je ne perds pas plus de temps, je vous laisse avec la vidéo, bon visionnage.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almedria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Renna really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its lake of death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almedria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Xian, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Dispose of the trash.
Bring him down! Try harder! My turn! No, go! Rondo! Devastation! I'm going in! You picked the wrong fight! Lunar Rondo! Fire! Report! You're on! Denied! Double demon! I'm ready! In an instant! Impact Claw! My turn!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Little help!
For my lord!
Take this!
Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine!
It's almost too strong! Be my guest! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear! Burn in hell!
Do it, Dovaline!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Now! Take this! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear!
Stalactite!
Well then, let's keep moving.
We seem to have come across something. This one will be difficult to predict.
Double Demon Fist!
Armor won't save you!
Rising Wyvern! Double Demon Fang!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Win!
Sleep now.
Seal!
Nothing gets by me! Begin!
Will this help?
Rising Wyvern! Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up.
Rising... I owe you one.
Dance in the wind!
On your
Soaring Light
Not
Spear!
in your dreams! Radiant Pierce!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Glazing
Now!
Spear! Pierce evil!
Double Demon Fang! This
Let
one's
me
all
down!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Here's
You
the-
picked the wrong fight!
Now!
Law! Hey! Blow them away! Step back. This one's all law.
Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
Out of our way!
You're mine! I can't get out of this! Rising Wyvern!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
On your knees! Here I come!
I never miss!
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern! Resonate with the earth! Soaring Light Spear!
Do it!
In an instant! Impact Claw! Now! This one's all mine! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're mine! Eat this! Rising One ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Gotta break through! Now you'll learn!
I'm ready!
Rising One! Captivity! Rising One!
Here's a healing pay for what you did!
You got spirit! Rising One! Rising Phoenix! Double Demon Fang!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning
Searing Gale!
Hear my call!
Elusive
Not
Deity!
in your dreams! Spread!
Double Demon Fang!
Wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that! Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang! Not a chance!
Radiant Storm here!
Tear!
Radiant
Hurricane
Storm!
Storm!
Here's
Reload!
Now you see what I can
Here,
do!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Don't get complacent.
Retreat if you know what's good for you. I can't get out of this!
here!
Luna Rondo! Soaring Eat Dirt!
You think that shield will save you?
Luna Rondo!
I'm ready! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Luna Rondo! We're not finished!
Nothing Where are you going?
Elusive Deity! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Hi, Hoodle!
You're mine! The Rebel! Double Demon Fang! Rising Wyvern! Double Demon Fang!
Every generation!
Soaring
Is it too
Light
late to
Spear!
talk over our differences?
Got you now!
I'm being interrupted.
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Hear me!
Nonsense!
Burning!
Try harder!
Can you take it?
Here, lightning orb!
Lunar Rondo!
Glacial spear! Here's evil! Confiscated!
Negative gate! Resonate with the earth!
Wind astral energy! Lightning condemned!
Armor won't save you!
Thunder
Double
blade!
demon fang!
Reload!
Water!
Searing gale!
Not so fast!
Here I come!
Hear me! Scream of fury!
Lunar Rondo!
Here's
Classic
evil!
Phoenix!
Radiant light! The earth
Start
throbs
up!
in pain.
Gale force! I will heal you all!
Here I come!
Elusive deity!
Healing
It's
foam!
Face you!
Rising Wyvern! Eat dirt!
Heal you! Water!
Searing
Heal my
gale!
cold!
Rising
Now!
light! River!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from. This is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Leave the torches to me.
Double
Let
demon
the
fang!
marksman handle astral energy!
Stardust! Lunar Rondo!
Light astral
Rising
into the
Phoenix!
wind! This one's mine! In here! Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Take it!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Double demon!
Yeah, and pummeling to me.
I'm ready! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Radiant
Now!
light
Here I come!
Mega ray!
Lunar Rondo!
Now! Demon's descent!
Flashing fang!
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zugals the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. I need to be stronger. This is...
Little help!
Here I come! On my lord! Eat dirt!
Here!
Rising
I'll heal you all!
Double demon fang!
Confiscated!
Rising
I'll take my revenge on you!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you truly!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
The earth throbs in pain.
Goodbye! Rising Wyvern!
That's my cue!
Light Spear!
Shut him down! No further!
Rising Wyvern!
Hear my call!
Leave the torches to me.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Dance
My
in the
turn!
wind!
My turn!
By the
Take
resonate
this!
with the earth field!
On your
Pieces! Attack time!
Here goes! More with
Armor
that
won't
from
save you!
Glacial spear!
Double
Here's
demon
evil!
fang!
Breeze
Searing gale!
This one's mine! Where are you going?
Stardust!
Lightning catapult!
Hurricane Thrust!
Mirage!
Reload! You picked the wrong fight!
Let me help!
Rising Wyvern!
First aid!
Catapult! Mirage!
Supernova!
Rising Wyvern!
Raging cascade!
Lunar Rondo!
Gemini off-field!
Rising Wyvern!
Here goes!
Rising Wyvern!
Lunar Thunderfield! I'm out of arrows!
Double demon fang!
Air
Searing gale!
New melody!
Go on flat!
Double demon fang!
Resonate with the earth!
Searing flame!
I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
That enemy looks strong.
feeling about this. Dance in the wind. Confiscated.
Stardust! Lunar Rondo!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Not a chance! You're finished! Pick up flyers!
Unstoppable! Let a marksman handle it!
Hurricane Swarm! All yours!
Sleep here!
Lunar
Go!
Rondo! My
I'll
turn!
be saving this
No
one!
escape!
Healing circle!
Stardust!
The enemy wields arts
Lunar
too.
Rondo!
We'll soon see about that! Do it!
Come on! You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Now you'll learn!
Not my watch!
Damn it!
Laser ray! Lightning annihilation!
Double demon
Laser
fang!
ray!
Severing! I won't show you any mercy! You get excited!
In a bind?
Now!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a chance!
Gemini Aqua!
Take it.
This one!
Where are you going?
Rising Wiper!
Radiant light.
Lightning raging machine!
Regenerate.
Far enough!
Rising Wiper!
Hands in the wind!
Stardust!
Air
Lunar
thrust!
Rondo!
Photon flash! Here, let me help!
Through armor!
I'll heal you all!
Elusive deity.
Healing circle! Arch steel!
Take this!
Searing
Double
flame!
demon fang!
Mega ray!
Rising Wyvern!
Elusive deity.
Stardust!
Dance in the
Hold
wind!
nothing back!
By the
Rising
power of
Wyvern!
water! In here!
Stardust! Lunar Rondo!
I'll be saving this one!
Negative gate.
Devastation!
Another incantation
Lunar
ruined.
Rondo! Soaring Light Spear! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Will this help?
Here I come!
Heal.
Healing circle!
Rising Fist!
Renational energy!
Try harder!
This
One keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
I'm taking too much damage!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Not done yet!
Lightning raging! This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
Steel!
Try harder!
Mega ray! This way! By the power of water!
Negative gate. Resonate with the earth. Being interrupted.
Here I go!
Face you.
Not
All
on my
mine!
Catapult.
Raging
Rising
storm!
Wyvern!
I'll heal you all! I'm healing circle! Thank you. Mega ray! I'm all stopped up!
I must remember my limits.
Raging storm!
You picked the wrong fight!
Take this.
Tunnel! Light astral energy!
Double demon! Rising
I'm in
Wyvern!
your debt. Behold, the earth pulse. Tectonic vision. Ha! Does it hurt?
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
I can carve through armor. Can you take it?
Lunar Rondo! Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
And thus our strength yet grows.